So when you pay off your loan, every month, so much of your payment goes towards interest and so much goes towards principal. Your very first payment, the bulk of your payment is going to go towards interest, and a very little tiny bit is going to go towards principal. Your very last payment that you ever make on your loan pays off the rest of the principal, okay? So this is called an amortization schedule. What a person does and what a bank will often do is you can go through and you can calculate. If a person took a loan out for $134,000 at an interest rate of 6.5% for 30 years, their monthly payment is $846.97. You can use the formula, you could calculate that. Then what an amortization schedule looks at is from that payment, how much of it goes towards principal and how much goes towards interest. So $725.83 of that $846 goes towards interest. Only $121.14 actually goes towards principal. So your loan is only going to decrease by $121.14. So what's going to happen is initially, very slowly, your loan is going to start to decrease. But if you notice, every single one of these, your payment is the same, but the amount of interest for each one decreases, not by much, but it continues to decrease. And then the principal, again, not by much, but by that same amount, is now increasing, okay? And so over time, your principal is going to continue to increase until, again, you get down to that last payment and you get to pay off your loan. But this is called an amortization schedule, which breaks it down so that a person can see exactly how much of their payment is going towards interest and towards the principal, and then what their new loan amount is going to be after each payment. Okay? So, example 3, this is what this looks at. You purchase a condominium for $98,750 and obtain a 30-year fixed rate mortgage at 7.25%. After paying a down payment of 20%, how much of the second payment is interest and how much is applied towards principal? Okay, so first thing we have to do is we have to look at what the actual mortgage value was. Okay, so you have the $98,750, okay, and you paid 20% down, so that means that my mortgage is only 80% of this. All right, so $79,000 is what the mortgage was for, okay? How much of the second payment is interest and how much is applied towards the principal, okay? So we need to find out how much the interest is per month, okay? So what you have to do is you have to take the 7.25% or 0.0725 and you have to divide by 12, okay? This is going to tell you how much interest is per month. And so it's approximately 0.006. Now, very important, you need to use this number in your calculator, not the rounded number, okay? So you can use that fraction, or in the calculator, this, I can see it's probably a repeating decimal. I don't want to type this whole thing in. In my calculator, I can store this as a variable. okay? So that I don't have to remember it and I can just use that. So down at the bottom on the calculator right here is STO. So I'm gonna hit that key, store, and what that'll do is it'll say, okay, I'm gonna take your answer and I'm gonna store it as, and now you have to choose something to store it as. I wanna store it, I always use the letter A when I'm doing these because A is the closest to the alpha key. So I have to hit the alpha key, and when you hit the alpha key, the alphabet highlights, and then I can choose whatever letter that I want. I'm going to choose A, and I'm going to hit enter. So now in my calculator, this is stored as the letter A, okay? So that I know in my calculator when I need this, okay? So now for the first payment, this is where it gets tricky, okay? For my first payment, it's actually simple interest. So my interest is my principal, $79,000, times my rate. Now my rate is this number here, okay? And then now this is per month, so my time is just 1 month. So I'm gonna take in my calculator, 79,000 times that A. So I'm going to hit alpha A. So the very first month, I pay off $477.29 in interest. Okay. Now, what's my payment? I didn't calculate that. I need to know that. So my payment is going to be this 79,000 times 0.0725 divided by 12 over 1 minus 1 plus 0.0725 divided by 12. This was a 30-year loan. So parentheses, parentheses, and parentheses. Okay, so over here, my payment is $538.92 per month. So for my first month, my interest was $477.29. So if I want to find out what my principal is for my first month, I take the $538.92 minus $477.29. So unfortunately, only $61.63 comes off of my loan value. Okay. So that's the first month. Now they asked, and this is where it gets tricky, they asked how much is applied to interest and how much is applied to principal in the second month. So we have to go through this process again, okay? Now the difference is going to be my principal has now changed. So I need to take the $79,000 minus the $61.63. So my new principal is $78,938.37. And again, I'm still going to take it times that A times 1 month. And I already got this in my calculator, so I can just do times A. So second month, $476.92 goes towards interest. And then my principal, here's my payment again. So I'm going to take $538.92 minus $476.92. And so now I'm up to a whopping $62 that goes towards my principal. Okay, so you need your payment. You need to calculate what the interest is per month. And then you do simple interest. That gives you your interest. You subtract it from your payment to find your principal. That's how much comes off your loan. So you take this minus this to get your new principal, and you can continue the process. We could continue this down for the life of the loan. Now, this was a 30-year loan times 12. We would have 300, we'd have to do this 360 times to calculate the full amortization schedule. Okay, and that's why computers are helpful with this. All right, check your progress 3. You purchase a home for $295,000. You obtain a 30-year conventional mortgage at 6.75% after paying down a down payment of 25% of the purchase price. So if I had a down payment of 25%, my mortgage is going to be 75% of that $295,000. So I have $221,250. Okay, so that's what my mortgage is going to be. So now I need to find out what my interest is per month. Okay, so I take my interest rate, which is 6.75%. So I do 0.0675 divided by 12. Now I did get a nice answer, okay, but I don't want to type that in every time, so I'm going to do the same thing I did the last time. And I'm going to store that as A in the calculator. So again, down at the bottom, down here, I hit store, and it brings up that little arrow, and then I hit the alpha key, and again, it doesn't matter what letter you use. I'm going to choose to use A. Now that's stored as A in my calculator. Okay. Before I calculate any of this, I'm going to do my payment. And she had, or you had, a 30-year loan. Parentheses, parentheses, and parentheses. So your payment is $1,435.02. All right. So so for this one, in the first month, interest is principal times the rate times the time of 1 month. So for the first month, that's how much is in interest. And then you're going to take this minus this to find out how much is going to be in principal. So for the first month, it'd be $190.49. Okay. And this one is only asking of the first month's payment, how much is interest and how much is principal. And they didn't ask you to do 2 months, okay? So you need to read the problems carefully. If they ask for 2 months, then you'd have to go and you'd have to keep on going. This one is only asking after the first month, so then you're done.